Hello everyone and welcome to today's event for PhotoBiz Live. We're doing website reviews. So we'll be taking a look at least 4 websites today and see what they got going on, see how we can make improvements, see what everyone's doing, see if there's anything that's actually working. And it's a great time for them to kind of get feedback and see how they can make improvements to their website and things like that. So we'll be taking a look at those websites in just a moment. We'll be getting started shortly. But if you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section. It's a great time for you to have your website also looked at if we have enough time for today. Otherwise, you can also click the review option in the description and leave it there, and you can join the list. We have a very large list of people who are wanting their website reviewed, so it's first come, first serve. So we're going down that line that way. So we're going to give people some time to get settled in, and then we'll take a look at some things that are brand new for PhotoBiz, and then we'll jump right into our website review. So I'm going to give people some time to get settled in. If you have any questions or comments, again, leave it in the comments section. Thank you. All right, let's take a look and see what some updates that we've had in January. If you don't know, you can always go to blog.photobiz.com and you can see all the recent content that we got. You can check it out here. You can see what's new for January. If you missed it, we have 4 new templates that are available that you can take advantage of right now that are available in the website builder. So if you want to change to those layouts, or if you even want to update to those types of home pages, you can utilize those home pages for any type of page on your website. Take a look at them. They're stylized, they're very fresh and beautiful. We also made some email marketing updates, such as including PhotoBiz AI to help you with writing new content when it comes to your email newsletters. And we updated the side panel to match the rest of the website builder, so now it just pops out so you don't have menus on menus. The other thing that we also implemented is some new animations for products and services that are now available. So you can see for the animation blocks, the buttons now have animation abilities. And then also for the website builder, we added some new size options for pop-ups. So in the email marketing or the marketing section, you can implement brand new pop-ups and you can choose which size. I love the full size options and large options that are available. So now they can do more of a takeover of the entire page when they pop up. So very cool, especially if you're utilizing things like larger forms, or if you're doing something with video. It's a great way to do a page takeover that way. All right, so let's jump over to our first website today that we're reviewing. This is Searfrost Photography. So, Mark, let's take a look at your website. So for the home page, let's see what we got going on. Got a little visual motif here. And then we have some photographs. So for the home page, I definitely want you can see the rest of the pages, the images on it are larger. I definitely want to make a splashier banner for the home page. I think you could utilize it to be a little bit larger just to take charge. Right now it's utilizing a slideshow, which looks fine, but I would almost rather flip it for this one for being here at the top and then going into the slideshow otherwise. Just because you want to have that nice big presentation right when you start. And I do like the rolling through images afterwards. But I think if you were to start with something like this right here, then flip down to the section below it, I think that would look a little bit better in presentation. Now, the rest of the images look really strong. You have a nice secondary navigation port right here. I think that looks good as well. And then we have this cream form directly here. And I do like that you're utilizing some cool effects. I would love to be able to see if the image could stretch all the way across instead of getting split right here. That's a really cool idea though for the footer. So I really like what you're doing with that concept though. So just keep implementing it. The only other thing I would say is I recommend updating your copyright from 2021 to 2025, just so you look modern dated and not looking like someone might come to this website and thinks maybe you hadn't updated in a long time. All right, let's take a look at the About page. For seniors, About, let's see what we got going on. So you got some great details here, utilizing a nice little font. You got different types of galleries, sessions, where they can go to. So this page acts kind of as a module where they can go next. Creative choices and After Effects. So this is pretty cool because you're talking about the things that you're doing when it comes to design and implementing those types of strategies. I definitely would want another image here or remove this one directly so it's just a little bit tighter in presentation. This part looks good. This also says class of 2022. Definitely want to make sure that is updated if you're able to do that now. Definitely take advantage of that. Again, you want to make sure that your website is as modern as possible. Otherwise, people that review this thing might think you're not doing anything new, or you might be out of business. So just things to consider when it comes to that. Let's take a look at the gallery. Definitely would update this graphic because it's just kind of a floating cream color on white, so it looks off. You have these nice little gallery here. Looks good. Yeah, what do I do here? Give us where you want them to go next. Don't have a dead end at the end of the page. Direct them where you want them to go next. Since this kind of just ends, there's not much to go on other than them trying to go back to the senior page. And right now, it's multiple layers to it. So, drive them where you want to go next. So if you have another section about like pricing, let's take a look. So investment, albums, sessions, all that stuff right here could be a secondary navigation that you've built in kind of like on your home page right here. So you can do the same thing at the bottom of those pages so those gallery pages don't feel so empty. Let's check out the session page. Again, this cream color, let's go ahead and either remove that or add that cream color all the way across. Otherwise, it just feels like an improper image floating. Got this different types of session prices. Then we have a huge empty area. Definitely redact that just because it makes it look broken. When we click on this should go to the session type available, information for that session, and being able to book for that session. So that looks good. Something I definitely would recommend is you could definitely create these session types a little bit stronger because you're going to require them to go through each type of session directly here and find out information about it. You could create more of a hub style where it has all the information directly on a specific page instead of going into individual pages, because it's a lot of time for people to kind of compare. They would have to open up multiple pages to kind of reflect on which one is worth purchasing for themselves. And they also have to go back and forth. So it's a lot of tic-tac, going back and forth. And you can make it where they can book directly. So when we go here, they're booking directly with you here, when they could book with you directly on that page itself. So definitely something that I recommend is just making the strategy a little bit more streamlined, because right now it's a lot to go back and forth to get to the destination that you're going for and making sure that they purchase the right thing that they want. And then you see you even have multiple within a specific page. So I definitely recommend creating more of this page. This page itself could have all the pricing directly on it, and it could have it where you can book directly by clicking on each one of those, and it's already got extra details after that. So that's something our team can help you implement if that's something that you're interested in doing. Just let us know, but I definitely recommend doing that. When we take a look at the underwater session, same thing. They all are very, they look cohesive together. They all work really well. The problem is it's a lot of work to get to these pages. So I definitely want to recommend modifying that to make it just a little bit easier. And then we have this nice little guide here, which could be part of any of the pages itself as well. This is something nice. At least with this, you can see the pricing quickly. So I do recommend adding just a little bit more strategy to this page to make it a little bit more effective, because right now it's just a lot of work to get to the price points. Okay, check out albums. Very large. Not sure what we're clicking to view. Okay, we're going into boys. So definitely want to make sure that this comes across correctly, because right now I didn't know that these are two different gallery types. So we would want to make sure that this is a little bit more streamlined. Again, you could have something that says boys and then something that says girls, because when they come here, you can see, like, now I understand. Or you could just put this all on one page where it's just boys and girl galleries. And it could be something as simple as, like, view these options that we've done for males and females. All right, let's take a look at the investment page. Again, got the cream color, either add it all the way across or remove it. Definitely would like to revise this because it just seems slightly stepped down, broken. Want to make sure that this is structured more properly. Nice gallery. Looks good. I would put these buttons side by side just so they don't have this kind of stairwell effect going on. They don't need to stack on top of one another. And then I do like being able to choose between. That's nice. So nice call to action. And then again, this is pretty good too. So not too bad on that part. Let's go over to, yep, we were already here. And let's go to rep project. Again, we have 2023 information when we're in the 2025 at this point. So you want to make sure this stuff is updated, either redacted or updated to represent the year that you're on. Because right now, it just, again, seems outdated for people to review, and they might think that you're not working anymore. So we want to make sure that presentation is always updated to the most current time. All right, let's take out the tweens. Definitely want to make sure that this is structured a little bit more proper. Things kind of go down to different lines. I feel like we can make this work a little bit better. It just looks a little bit jarring and a little bit of messy when it comes to reading the information. So I feel like we can design this a little bit better. If you need to, our team can assist you with that. Just let us know. Let our support team, like, hey, I might need some help with restructuring that. You can either do that through a coaching or even one of our services if you want to as well, where we do all that for you. It's just right now it'd be really hard for me to understand, like, which section it goes to where. Yeah, definitely want to update the content on there just so it's a little bit more easier to digest. Again, we've got the cream color. Fix that across the board anytime you see that. Let's see this nice gallery. A little bit of information here. I'd love to have a little bit more information to understand what they can get. Something like this, a little bit more information. Yep. These galleries look good. Just want a little bit more information to make these pages a little bit more targeted. And the same thing that I mentioned earlier about the cream color. Got a lot of spacing. I'm guessing this is just a rotating gallery, which looks fine. I definitely would probably want to make it smaller so it's a gallery versus a huge banner. Let's jump over to pets. Like, this size is nice. No information about pets. I definitely would recommend putting information about how you do pet photography, how you're implementing, design and other things like Photoshop and stuff like that. That might be worth putting in here so customers can understand what you're offering. Let's check out your creative showcase. Details look good. Again, I would love to have more content about how this, the creative process, what you're implementing, what you're adding, and how you can effectively help people with their desires, their needs when it comes to your creative output. All right, we have your client gallery, so we don't need to really look at that, but let's go to your About Us. I'm guessing these are mostly client testimonials. Definitely want to present this a little bit better, because right now when it comes to this page, we start off with a Michael Jackson quote, which is kind of a little jarring since this is about testimonials from real clients, and then we get a testimonial from a celebrity, a musician. Just want to make sure that this is a little bit easier to follow, and the way this is blocked out is a little jarring and difficult to understand what its purpose is. So we don't know what this page is about. Let's go to the blog. Last blog was about a year ago, so let's try to blog some more when possible. Good looking blog. What do I recommend? Just some call to actions for people to book with you. Let's check out another blog. You got some great links. That's good. Definitely just want to make sure that there's call to actions drive you to pages that are got information on those about those. Like this one's going to pets, but when they get there, they're not really going to learn anything about pets. So let's make sure those details are there. Let's go to the about. Good photo. You could probably use the text wrap right here so it just pulls across so it don't have this icicling effect. Good photo of the office. Looks good. Studio. Let's see. Same thing here. Remove that cream. And I don't think that photo is necessary at the bottom. I think we just want to get to the details. So, Mark, overall, looking at your website, I think there's some things that can be structurally redesigned here just to make the flow a little bit better. Also, just when it comes to the navigation, like you're expecting customers to be able to come to this page to understand that this is the type of session, this is how much it costs, but then they have to either click back or go clicking in between. We just want to make sure that they understand the price points. Otherwise, they should click on the guide first that tells them more about the pricing and options first. And that's fine, but that's better for a walkaway. We want to keep them sealed on the website, so we want to restructure that a little bit. And then we want to add more details and things like that when we get to these pages. And just want to modify the colors and things like that when we get there, specifically that cream tone with the font. So we just want to make sure that it's structured properly, because right now it's kind of a little lost when it comes to navigation. And if I'm getting lost as someone that's proficient at looking at websites, your customers are probably getting lost too. So I think there's some things that can be done to massage all this, and it wouldn't take that long of a work. So it might benefit from a coaching service like our design one, or if you want to hands it off to a team member here, they might be able to assist you. But if you want to DIY yourself, do recommend you talking with our support team and seeing what they can do to help you when it comes to making those changes if you need those. Again, I definitely want to say that you have some great looking work, but the thing is, it's just organization of it is a little difficult. And I think you could really utilize the scheduler in that one section. And I think it's just moving other pieces and adding content to other portions of the website when possible. Okay? All right, let's take a look at our next website. Okay. I'm gonna butcher this. I'm terrible. Probably Giolile. MGOLA photography. Okay, let's take a look at that. Oh, okay, they're near me. All right, let's take a look at what they got going on. Okay. So right away, really cool banner here at the top. Definitely recommend taking out the swash right here. I don't think it's necessary because it's kind of blocking the ladder images. If we're going to utilize this big swash later, utilize it in the lower half of the pages, like right down through here. But for your home page, definitely want to make sure that you're maximizing the visual component as much as possible for your customers. So definitely would say move this diagonal later down the page. And let us just get straight into the beautiful images and then straight into here. Other things I would definitely implement, since we're going right into another slash right after that, I would say either remove that slash and then let these images look the way they need to. And then I would also implement that mint color with the booking information so that it doesn't have the moment of where it just feels like all of a sudden like, oh, we have a new color and then, oh, we're back into the other one, because it feels slightly broken here and we don't want that. It just feels a little jarring. So you could have this mint color running throughout. You could also make this button have an animation now, so that would make this look a little bit more sparkle to the page. Then we have this. Remove this diagonal, I think, or you can keep that diagonal, but I think we need to make sure that this one doesn't, I think they should look the same. As you can see, like this one's going to mint to the white and then back to mint. We need to make sure there's a cohesive look to it. So have this all on white if possible, or all on mint. And then you have a divider here. I get it because there's a lot of information. You might want to break it up with some images instead. So there's a great way you can start off with some good text, come down. Then we have here some sections that could be broken up with maybe like a paragraph and a visual component, a paragraph of a visual component, a paragraph of a visual component. And then we have this huge section here, which I don't think is necessarily needed for your homepage. So you might want to go through, kind of self-edit, see if you could take this stuff, and you can even run it through our PhotoBiz AI. You can take this, copy, paste it in, and tell it like, hey, make this shorter, make this half as long, and still say the whole points that you're trying to get across. And it'll help you with that. It'll just shrink it down so it's not taking up too much space. Because for a homepage, it's very text heavy, and you don't want to have that, because when people come to the website, especially for photographers, they want to be dazzled, right? So they want to see your work. They want a little bit of information, and then take them to the next pages. This is a lot of work. This is a page in a book for most people, right? And people have difficulty reading, and people only stay on pages for less than about 2 seconds these days. So let's try to make sure that's a nicely visual component to it involved. I do like to stay updated with our blog. I think this looks really nice. Something you could do, let's see, you're updating it constantly. You just updated something today. So that looks fabulous. And it's a before and after, which is always fantastic. What I would do, you could probably even bring this up higher if you wanted to. You could have it right here, boom, booking information, and then going our recent blogs or our recent sessions. That way it keeps that recent component in there so people know that you're working, versus, see, they have to go all the way through all this to get there, right? So I definitely recommend bringing it up higher. That way it's there, and you could probably redact a lot of stuff from this homepage, shrink it down a little bit, and I think that'll make it a lot stronger. Because not everyone's going to read all that. I can tell you that much. They'll probably read this, maybe. Even this could probably be a little bit edited. And again, it might just be PhotoBiz AI, hey, shorten this down. Go from there. All right, let's take a look at your session options. Okay. So we come here, we can see the visual components. We have some different colors that are working together. We have that beautiful mint, but in your design itself, it uses the mint and then the pink. But then in some of our menu colors, we see this blue. So we might want to update that so it reflects your colored choices a little bit stronger. And you have this here. Again, this could be updated to match those colors as well. Just because it feels a little jarring compared to the rest of the website. Because you use pinks and that mint, and then all of a sudden we have this hard blue. And then it's multiple layers of that blue. So let's make sure that we update that to reflect your branding a little bit closer. All right, let's look at the page though, besides the colors. Great, strong section. I think this looks really good. Looks really strong. A little bit of information about the mini sessions, what they are, so people understand what they are. That looks good. Let's book a mini. So what happens when we go there? You can select your mini session type. Awesome. And there's some details and some photos. You got an FAQ block. That looks good. If anything, I would put that on that mint. You hadn't used that mint really except for here. So if you want to, you could either keep it on that gray or that mint. I think that would look really nice. That looks good overall though. Just the color choices really are the only thing that's slightly off about it. And I think that would be the biggest improvement I would do to that page. Another thing I might do is copy this button, duplicate it, and bring it down to here before we get to the bottom, just so they have the opportunity to click there if they didn't see it in these sections. So you'll have it at least 3 times throughout, and just make sure these buttons kind of match, again, like either the mint or all black, or even you can utilize some of your green, your gray tones. All right. Let's jump over to a regular session. What's nice is these are very similar page types, so you're trying to keep that in there so there's a cohesion to your brand. Again, the color choices are the only things I'm really recommending that you might need to update. These dashes are slightly off. I would definitely use a real divider if you were going to utilize anything with dashes. You can actually get ones with dashes if you need to. Let's see. Other than that, I mean, it's the same. It's the same criticism that I have for the other page. Let's just fix those colors. Really, let's check this out. Same thing here. Now we're utilizing that blue throughout, but I think it needs to be updated. Like this section looks great. Better information. And see how this section keeps changing based on either not changing it from the tutorial, or not the tutorial, but the template styling for that page, or you're trying to be creative in certain parts. But we want to keep sure, you know, if you're using dashes or you're using, you know, iconography, we want to make sure that there's a cohesiveness to all of it. Okay, same recommendations on this page as well. You cannot read the button text here. We want to update that. Updated here as well. Yeah, same recommendations again. Make sure the colors are fitting proper the way you want to. Yeah, that's the biggest changes I have. For this type of effect, I don't think the blur actually helps. I think for this style, this would be better if there was text over top of these images when it blurs. So for this, I would change it to either the zoom or the bounce effect. I think that's always nice. All right, upcoming mini sessions. Cool little big banner. Great bit of detail. Great. So you have all these sessions coming up. This is fantastic. People take advantage of this. She's already got it planned out for the year, all the types of sessions that she's going to have available. And it looks like you can go ahead and start booking through them, which is awesome. So, you know, if she's using a third-party booking tool, but you utilize ours as well, but she's already planning ahead. And I love this because her year is figured out. Her year is figured out, and customers can book for any session that they like. They can come here and say, like, you know what? I really like this creek look. Let's go for it. You know, boom. And then they can go straight to it. So this is really cool. You know, definitely think about how you can utilize something like that for your own website to plan ahead. And we'll be doing a Ask Me Anything soon about mini sessions, but this is a great example of what you can do to plan ahead. All right, good, good, good. Okay. Let's see her work. Now this, set for that gray, make that white. But this, yep, getting there almost. I would make this white since we already have a green section. If you want to utilize this, you want to make sure it bands properly. So make this a white one. That way it looks like it's properly. And then this one goes to green. This next section should go all to white to match, to make that pinstripe effect that we're going for. So definitely, if you're going to utilize that effect, which this would be the right way to do it, you just need to update it so it matches properly. Looks good. Make sure this is black. Mint and green are very close, so it's hard to read. All right, looks good. We have this darker tone here, which we only utilize in the footer ever, right? Yeah. It looks cool on that page though, because it kind of fills out the end. So I'm not too mad at that, but it is the only other time you see that dark grays in the footer. Check out more pages. Let's go to read my blog. Again, she is blogging a ton, doing it right. A blog each day. A blog each day. Keep it up. Again, we got that dark blue. We definitely want to make some fixes there. Before and afters. Look at that. That's awesome. Only recommendation, put a call to action to book with you somewhere in here. You know, if they're looking for, you know, a solution for their photography sessions, someone they trust, add that call to action to book with you. Definitely recommend that. Let's take a look at one more. Yep, see how you got that? Let's get those in there. Let's get those call to actions in there. Get those call to actions when possible. Yeah. Keep those call to actions You got let's book a session here, but hey, make it a button too, okay? All right, that's looking pretty good. Contact page. Also, your blog, make sure your blog is up here in the top. The only ways you can get to the blog from here is through here right now. Let's make it a little bit more accessible. So you can put your blog up here. Send the message, looks great. And yeah, so, you know, so far, the website just needs a few things to massage it. Mostly just making sure that the color itself meets the proper alignment to your brand. There's that blue. Let's see if we can get rid of that blue because you don't really use it anywhere except on this website, it looks like. And then just making sure that the dividers are coordinated properly so they give a nice visual component to the website. That's a big factor that needs to be done. And it's just kind of playing with blocks. It seems like maybe you've started this website recently. I'm just kind of guesstimating. And maybe there's just some things that we just need to do to massage some stuff. Some of the content that we have written for the homepage could go relatively on another page, not just on the homepage, because we want to keep the homepage a little short and sweet. I want to call this the brochure page. You know, you want to hit them with a flashy images, what you offer, and how they can get to those other sources that'll have more dense content on it. So you want to make sure that's how you're developing the pages a little bit, okay? Otherwise, you know, the website's not looking bad. We just got to make some massage points. And mostly it just comes down to rearranging, modifying colors, and that's the biggest piece of it all. So you got a beautiful website, so let's just make those final tweaks to really, really give it proper place, and then add call to actions when possible on other pages too. Ooh, looks like gotta hit refresh on this page. There we go. Sometimes there we go. But yeah, we're just gonna make updates to this page when possible. Okay, so that's my recommendations for that website. If you need any help, reach out to our team. Our team will assist you on that as well. Let's jump over to our next website. This is also a Greensboro website. The other one was Winston. So let's take a look at McKay Photography. So good bit of information, different types of photography you offer. Right off the top, let's reduce how much is on the homepage. Again, homepage should have about 10 to 15 images. If they're jumping in right here, best of the best should be showing, and then your information. Perfect. And then booking a session, going straight into types of photography, view these galleries or something like that, some type of word to really push them into that sector next. That's what you want to do. Here, not necessary. Just taking up space and time and slowing your website down. If anything, embellishments. We want to remove this or add these, you know, your best photos from here to replace the ones that you think should be replaced here, if anything. Otherwise, the details here, it's just, let's get straight to the contact us. We can pull this up to here. That way the page loads a little bit faster and we don't have to deal with too much content stuffed on the front end. You know, too much of a good thing, right? You know, otherwise we want people to get to these deeper pages anyway. We don't need to distract them with more galleries on the home page. So just think about that when it comes to the design element. Okay? So let's jump to the About page. Great bit of information. Looks good. Not too bad, not too bad. Looking pretty good. Great looking About page. Got great information, got passion projects involved, and we see a little bit about you and where you're located at. I think this is a superb looking About page. Good job. Only thing I would add is you have the contact down here. Let's pull one up to here too. Put one up to here. Two's okay on one page. Let's jump over to the blog. Looks like your last one was January. Not too bad. Let's see what we got going on. Great looking photos. Just enough. Not too bad. Not too bad. Nice little call to action here. Not too bad. Yeah, that looks good. Let's look at your December 31st one. Great storytelling. Great visual component to it. Not too bad. Yeah, looking good. Keep it up. All right, let's check out your portfolio. All weddings. So when we're looking at weddings, got great information here. Got a little gallery of different types of weddings that you've provided for. And going straight into more images. Now, what could we do for this page? We can make it a little bit more targeted. So we got great information. Say I do, got that nice little contact button. But we can also go down the page before we get to the load more option. This is where you could add some more details about the session types, anything like that. And you can actually put a contact form directly on this page as well if you prefer that too. It's just a great way to keep the page from having a dead end. Because you don't want to get here and then rely on them to do something next. Direct them where you want them to go next. Do you want them to contact you? Do you want them to see a different gallery? Do you want them to know about investment opportunities? That's a great opportunity to drive them where you want to go next. Or send them to the featured wedding page. I think that would be good too. Send them straight to here. Because you got it going the other way, right? So see how you can push it back and forth that way. All right, engagement. Let's see what we got. Nice call to action here. Same recommendation. What do you want them to do next on this page? Book with you. Put that button down there at the bottom as well then. Or you can put the form directly on this page as well. Okay, let's take a look at the bridal portrait. It's probably going to be the same recommendations because there's, it's all cohesive. It all matches. Good consistency. Same recommendation. Put the, somehow the book with you down at the bottom. Either a button or the form directly there. Portraits. Great information. Great photos. And yeah, same recommendations for those as well. Great photos. Looking good. Yeah, so pretty much for all these galleries, it's going to be the same recommendation. Just since everything is very, consistent, let's make sure we have options at the bottom so there's just no dead end for you. Services. Let's see what we got. See, this would be good to drive people to from those pages so they can read more about it. This is a little close, a little squished. Give it some breathing room when possible. Add some dividers here and above, just so this section doesn't feel so stacked on the next section coming after it, the testimonial. Same thing with this as well. I think that'd be good. And, if anything, try to, bold out pricing when possible too, so people know what to look for. Now these are all coming in slightly strange, except for the ones that are square. Definitely recommend trying to put in the proper logos when possible, and you might need to talk to our team about that too, okay? If they need to help you with making sure it looks good. Nice framing system, showing that off. Looks good. They can contact you. That looks good. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Simple enough. Information. What I might do is, it's hard to look at this page just because how close it is to everything with the color switching back and forth with our stripes. What I might recommend is use larger font and then use a little bit more space in between each of them. So give them all breathing room. That way they don't feel so compressed on top of one another, because it's hard to read. My eyes are having difficulties trying to focus on where I should be reading at. So that might be something I recommend just to make this a little bit more uh, organized and attractive. And you can also probably use the FAQ blocks just to make them have like a card effect versus a striping effect. It might make it a little bit easier to digest for people trying to read. Simple enough. And then this jumps over to your corporate website. So we're just going to take a look at this website today, but if you want me to review the other one another day, just let me know. But in terms of this, I think you got a really strong portfolio. It really comes down to just a little bit of brevity in areas, reducing stuff in other areas, and then adding context and call to actions and adding something so there's no dead ends at the end. Because you really got a really strong content overall. I think that's the only things that I would really recommend to really improve these pages. You're also blogging consistently, so that's good. But yeah, everything else, we can reduce the fat on some of the stuff and then add some brevity in some areas so it doesn't feel so compressed with content in others. So other than that, you're doing a really good job. It looks really good. But yeah, we'll take a look at your commercial division another time. Just let me know, since that's going to have more pages in general. All right, let's jump over to our last website of the day, which is Raya Photos. Got a nice rotating banner here at the top. Very striking. Got some really nice little beautiful insignias. Nice and light throughout. Got a nice little effect here you can see. Looks good. Nice testimonial section. See how they're utilizing the testimonial font to be very large, and then the indentations, for who it's attributed to, smaller. Looks really nice and clean. Breaking up the information. Looks really good. So, not too bad. Now I'm trying to figure out, there we go. It's just probably my computer. There we go. Got that block. So let's roll back. Beautiful homepage. Absolutely stunning. Looks really good. Very clean. Straight to the point. It's broken up information in areas so you know where to go to right away. Maternity, newborn, family. So we know where the structure is. People can click into those areas. We can go down here. We can meet the photographer. A little bit more information about them. Just a paragraph, and then they can learn more. Great big bold intersection here with the testimonial, which goes into a beautiful image that slides down into recent blog posts, which her most recent one's February 3rd, which is great. And then it rolls right into this nice section, and she's utilizing this parallax effect, which looks really cool. It makes everything just have a little depth, especially when you have an image on the background as well. So it's creating this depth. Feels animated, which is really nice. It's what you want to see when it comes to the subtlety to that. Anything else, she might even want to utilize animated buttons in the future just to add a little polish to it. She could. But overall, beautiful homepage, really well organized. Only other thing, it looks like this button could be centered. That would be the only thing I see on the homepage. But very gorgeous, straight, beautiful, elegant looking. Matches the brand, matches her photography that she's going for. Really, really soft and modern. Feels very editorial, which is what you want. Okay, jumping over to the about. What would I recommend here? I love how big and splashy this homepage is. I kind of want something like that, but maybe it doesn't have to be the full page, but at least run all the way across. So if you have any imagery that might be able to run across from a medium aspect, I think that would look really attractive to match what we have here. Because right now when we go into here to here, it just feels a little bit more compact. And I feel like there should be a little bit more of that boldness that you have that's on the homepage. I think that's just something I would recommend. And then you can get a little bit more intimate with the follow-up photos like you have here. I think this illustrates that aspect. Now there's a button here that is dark. We want to modify that, fix it so it matches the more recent button style that you have going on. And here you are with Oprah. And then you might just want to make that choice. I think that's the only big thing that I see here. If anything, that would be what I would choose. Modify to this page is have that nice big bold image here as well. All right, let's jump over to pricing. Yeah, see that immediately just strikes you, hits you. That looks awesome. It looks like the font might be different here, or maybe it's the size. I can't tell. If anything, just make sure they're the same. It might just be my eyes because it's written differently than the other word. How it works. Look at this. Got this beautiful 1, 2, 3 system. Love that. Your storytelling looks really good on that side. Looks really strong. Then we have the sessions that are available. It looks really good. I might add just a little bit of brevity here to there. Just add a little space. Just give it a little breathing room because I thought I was going to go into another package here just by seeing an image. But here it looks nice. But maybe we just do that, or maybe you can break it up in a different way. That would be the only thing, because right here it kind of becomes a testimonial string, which is good. So maybe, and I get you got here one with a photo, one with color stripe, one with a photo. So I get what you're kind of trying to do to make it where it goes one to the other. But it might just be a little breathing room here to help add that. That way it doesn't feel so stacked, and slightly detach it from the session types that are available. Other than that, I think that looks amazing, and these should click right into types of services that can be purchased. Great bit of information, beautifully designed, simple to navigate to. FAQ section. Simple enough, right? What would I add here? Add a call to action to drive them back to the pricing page or contacting you. That would be the only other thing that I add on this page. That way they have an action to follow up with. All right, let's check out the portfolio. Maternity, got this nice rotating banner here at the top. Looks really nice. Great bit of information here. Book your maternity session today. Looks good. A few more pages, looks good. What would I do? Well, if you want people to book directly, you could have this button. You could also create an anchor link for it maybe, and then just pop them right down to here to contact you, or take you straight to a pricing page with those session types if they're available here, or just link directly to that session type. So if there's a maternity session or anything like that, take them straight to it. Other than that, it looks good. Ooh, let's see. So it's a little bit more closed on this one. I like it when your images are big and bold, so that's why I like the maternity one as well, because at least if you're going to go for more of the intimate, smaller size, I like the rotating banner for that. I think it looks really nice. So it's definitely recommend doing it for this as well, just so you can fit that. You have such large, bold images. Let's kind of reflect that throughout your website, at least from the banner perspective. Then we can get more intimate when we get, lower down in the pages. We got a lot of rotating banners in this section. So what I'm thinking about is, since this page has got straight to, it's very straightforward, when we come here, I'm guessing newborn is a really big primary focus for you. When I'm looking at that, I definitely want to make sure, I like how this is designed, and I'm wondering how this works. I'm wondering if the slideshow is the best effect to show off all the photos. I think it's really unique because you're showing off each family's individual aspects of it. I'm just wondering how that works for users. We'll say users' intelligence. Do they know to come here to review it this way? I would be curious about that, because there's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 essential galleries are happening here, I guess you could say. And I really like the idea of it. I'm curious if it's too much. Like, is 8 too many? But I like it because what you could do is, because you have like maybe one for in home, one for like in the nursery, then maybe one that's more of this airiness that's outdoors. That might be the way to do it. And then you have the rustic. So maybe it's 4 options. Just a thought on that side. But I do like, see, I like this. See, I like this style better because at least you can see, like, if there was just one gallery and it was just done this way, at least they're seeing multiple images and they kind of can scan through what they want versus multiple galleries in a single gallery, I guess you could say. So maybe if it's 4 or just one done this way with the option to choose which one they want to scan to, that might reduce this. It'll reduce probably page loading speed in general, which is be good for SEO. It'll give you a little bit more time to add a little bit more text like this, like you have on the maternity page, and you can also create more options down here, so that might help relegate to that as well, just to make this page a little bit more consistent with that other page, because you can still make this look slightly different, like utilizing this style, I think, but not having so many galleries in a single gallery. Check out the family. Looks like this one mimics the newborn one as well. Oh, but then we get something like this. See, it looks great this way. I'm okay with the static images. You don't always have to have them rotating. If you're good with this style, I say own it. You could have that other page have it more that way, and people could scan through it, and I think it'll be fine. You can just choose your favorite 30 images and showcase it that way. That works too. So don't be afraid of this style. I think it looks awesome. Utilize it when possible. That way you're not utilizing so much, page loading, because every time there's a JavaScript, right? So this is like asking code to like make images do X. So versus just saying load images. So think about that. That'll help with your page speed, give you a little bit more, more oomph for your pages to be stylized. So you could add like what this, and then add details. Like this page is missing details compared to the maternity one, which has this great bit of information. So think about how you can structure the page to be more intimate like this and focused, and even possibly utilizing this style through the other page. So just some thoughts on that. Check out the blog. Check out your most recent one. Great bit of information. And then we do a film roll. What would I recommend? Let's see. It looks fine. I would probably add the call to action a little bit higher, one here, because you're requiring people to scan through this, and they might only make it here and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to go to the next blog. That's the only thing I recommend, because with the film roll option, you kind of give them all the sauce. You give them the whole entree, right? Where you were hoping they get to here, but they might not make it to here. Or if you want them to see like an entire gallery, which this doesn't load to one. Let's make sure that's loading properly. What you want to do is give them a little bit, and you can use the different styles to load them. And maybe it's only loading your favorite like 10 images instead of the film roll. But if you're going to keep with the film roll, I definitely recommend putting the call to action through here first somewhere. Okay? All right, let's check out another one. Let's check this one out. Great bit of information. Yeah, stylistically utilizing the film roll effect. And then the sunrise gallery that you have isn't loading, so I would make sure that that is linked properly, because you got a lot of blogs that go to dead ends. Okay? So definitely recommend doing that. Okay, let's check out gift card. Gift card page, probably pretty basic. Yep. If you could, make this image scroll all the way across. It feels very tight compared to, again, the big boldness that you have on the blog, on those other pages, okay? Awesome looking photo and connecting with you. Contact information, client testimonial, and view more pages. So I love that. Whenever you can integrate this to those other pages, this is great. That secondary navigation makes it easier so people don't have to like figure out where to go next. They can just pop right into one. So you could even put them down here at the bottom of this page too. But Raya, I mean, you got a beautiful, beautiful website, great looking galleries, great content. Definitely, I think there's some consistency that could be matched with the portfolios. I love the maternity page. I think it's very strong. It's very tight in what's being presented here. Just need to add a call to action to it, but I think it gets straight to the point quickly, where when I come to these other pages, it's more, I got this information, but then I'm kind of like left to my own resolve to figure out what I want to look at. Give them a little bit more direction when it comes to that. And then same thing with the family one. Feels even a little bit more looser until we get to here. Then there's like this gallery. So there's no information on this page compared to the other ones. So make sure that there's some there. I think that would be nice for you to have. And then for your blogs, the only thing I recommend is make sure that you get a call to action sooner on the page for people to scroll, because again, they might get to here and be like, all right, I'm switching to something else. We don't want them to miss the opportunity to book with you. And then just whenever you can, use those big, bold, beautiful images that you got. They're so awesome. Like, you can use one here. Pricing page looks great. Just add a little spacing here. Just give some brevity to that section. But overall, your website is crushing. It looks awesome. If you need any help, you can always reach out to our team. Our team will be able to assist you when in those changes. If you have any questions, please let us know. You can always reach out to me as well. But yeah, overall, what a killer homepage, everyone. This is what we should try to achieve, right? It's well structured, great bit of information, secondary navigation, a little bit about yourself, a little testimonial, and keeping you up to date with recent content that is up to date. I think that looks fantastic. You do have a floating page out there called /sunset or sunrise. Definitely want to take care of that, because right now your pages, your blogs right now are featuring it and it goes nowhere. So please try to remedy that as well. Other than that, looking fantastic. What a great looking site. Okay, so what did we focus on today? We saw those 4 websites. I want to thank them for allowing us to review them. I'll be sending them to them later if they weren't here today to watch. But again, if you want to have your website reviewed, you can click on that link in the description, have your website reviewed in the future. You can also see what we have coming out. Again, check out our blog.photobiz.com. You can see we have a recent article about making money with your client galleries. If you don't know how to set it up, or you want to know ways that you can implement and make your stuff structured to sell more, you want to check out this article. It's going to help you when it comes to setting up your galleries and giving you food for thought on how to make it work for yourself. We also have some other options. If you want to know more about SEO, we have great content about SEO. If you want to check out our brand new templates, or maybe you want to change your template for the spring, this is a great time to take a look at our 4 new templates that are available now. Also, if you ever need extra assistance, you can click on our education.photobiz.com. If you need one-on-one coaching, one of our favorite things that we allow is you can hook up with one of our coaches and do a design assistant, email, e-commerce and client galleries, getting started, SEO, forms and contracts, and marketing. If you need any help with all that stuff, our team will be there to assist you on setting up. If you want to see our upcoming events, you can click on the upcoming event tab. You can see today was website reviews. Next time, we'll be looking at Ask Me Anything About Making Money for Your Website. Who wants to make more money? I do. And I know you do too. So you want to join us there for that event as well. Following that, we're going to be doing an event about refreshing your website for the year, website reviews, and then Ask Me Anything about generating content with PhotoBiz AI. We talked about PhotoBiz AI a little bit today. It could be a real life changer when it comes to condensing content or expanding on content. It's a great pair of extra hands when it comes to you, so you don't have to constantly figure out how to rewrite something. You can be like, hey, make this shorter, which I really love. And you always have our on-demand videos in our in-house team that you can live chat anytime. Just give us a chat right here. It's awesome. Log into your control panel. You can talk to them anytime, any question that you might have. If you need any help with any of the video content that we got going on, it's available. Our demos are right there that you can choose from and start watching today as well. And if you missed it, our masterclass.photobiz.com, you can check out the events that we did the last couple weeks ago. Amazing events such as our SEO program, which was very popular. People always love knowing more about SEO. We talked to our in-house expert about that. But there's some stuff about marketing and AI and setting up and getting your client galleries ready that are all available in these 2 days events. Check them out. They're 3 hours each, but you can skip right to the session that you want to. Just look at the time markers on there and they'll drive you right to it. So fantastic. Okay. Other than that, that's pretty much it for today. I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope everyone has a great Valentine's Day. Check out our Instagram if you want to see some really cute little things that you can send to someone. We made some little Valentine cards that you can send that are photography centric. So I think they're really fun. People seem to really dig them. So you can utilize those today. Send to a loved one. And we'll see you next time. If you have any questions, need any help,